Warriors 2016 year in review. Okay, I'm just gonna do a brief brush up on the final standings and a few thoughts and praise for everybody and how they did throughout the year this season. Finishing in 10th place was parts unknown after a strong year last year in a run to the Super Bowl. He couldn't quite get things together. He caught everybody on their best week, and sometimes that's just how the fantasy football gods deem it. You can't win them all. He had a good run. He had tough luck, but hopefully next year he comes back with better things. Finishing in 9th place, came the People's Champ. He did all right for a rookie. He made a lot of moves. He had a lot of criticism. Going around the league, but I thought he was good for the league. It's just not because he traded me Odell Beckham, but I thought he really got things moving this year, and he brings an obvious love for the game. Hopefully next year he could stay a little bit more patient and make his run to the playoffs, make a NWO playoff debut, if you will. Pretty good. Overall, I thought he brought some intensity, and he's the only other guy to ever cut a promo. What do you want from me? Look at me right here, right now. If you cut a promo, you got a small place in my heart. Finishing in 8th place was the Snake Man. I gotta say, had some tough luck with Adrian Peterson and stuff like this, but I thought he'd be a lot more involved. He had the chance to be a lot more involved this year after a few job opportunities came his way, and I don't know, one engagement, and he kind of went off in the distance. I mean, I'm really hoping to see a lot more of him on the waiver wire and trade talks. He really disappointed me. Really, that was a big disappointment for me. Finishing in 7th, just out of the playoffs, the Corporation, okay? I mean, talk about a level of enthusiasm, but 0 for 2 in the NWO playoffs. I mean, you gotta probably cherry sometime, kid, Big man's never really taken laying down, but he has a lot to prove. He had a real good team this year, solid team, but he couldn't really string together a run to the playoffs. He hasn't made an NWO playoff debut. I guess next year the real thing is to see whether him or People's Champ can make the playoffs next year. I mean, the two newest comers to the NWO. I would really like to see a playoff debut from one of them. If not none of them. I mean, either way, who really cares? I'm just gonna take it all next year anyway. After that, we're gonna get into the playoffs now, and coming in 6th place though, Flying Elbows. I mean, talk about a brutal season. I mean, they just hung around the top all year long, and once that snowball really came tumbling down, I mean, he finished in 3rd at the end of the regular year. He had a lot of big injuries, really slowed him down. AJ Green killed him when he went down, but also his complacency at the top of the league. He really didn't thought he was just going to ride it all the way, and fantasy never works like that. It's 16th season, but I do owe him an apology. He came off the top rope with a nice elbow to me after my draft report cards. I thought he was going to be in the shitter, and he really surprised me. He went with his gut, good for him with that. I really can respect what he did and how he went with his draft, and his team really came out of the gate firing, and they, problem is they stuttered across the finish line. Certified cheese had to take them out on the way, but good for him, and I do owe him an apology after that report card. He did a lot better. He's an NWO veteran. I should have given him more credit than that. Coming in 5th place, Beefcakes, big time rival of the Certified G's. Hit or miss with Drew Brees, Brandon Cooks. a few up and downs. I mean, early in the season, he was one of the weaker teams up top. But couldn't believe he was hanging around up top. He was really catching the luck of the draw, and big rival of mine. Really settled down this year. I didn't have a big rivalry. I respected his draft a little bit. He did okay, and there's not much to be said. He kind of sputtered out weird on in fourth place. The showstoppers. Yeah, I'll tell you, the show really stopped. I'll tell you that much. Another rookie who thought he was all that. The showstoppers, heartbreak kid. I mean, we know who suffered the heartbreak. Really, we know who suffered it because he just rode David Johnson, and he thought he was just going to be another one better than he thought he was. Wasn't really that active, fell in love with his team. I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm the showstopper. The show really stopped though once he ran into the G's in the playoffs. He didn't know what he had coming. I'm a big time heel of the league. Became the biggest villain of the league. He easily overtook Beefcakes as most hated in the NWO Fantasy League, and I just really can't wait to watch him, fall in the pit of flames next year. Everybody's coming after him, and he's going to have some tough luck press. If I was him, I'd be nervous to show up to the draft. Really, God knows what's going to be in his drink or in his food. But, biggest heel, definitely needs a change. We got to see a big-time heel. I mean, Heenan-type heel right there. Could be the biggest heel NWO has ever seen. Coming in third place, Joke Maniacs, another NWO veteran. Been here since the start. Really lived or died by the Green Bay Packers. And, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the greatest, besides Tommy. But fantasy-wise, Aaron Rodgers to Jordy Nelson was another level this year. And, you could be beating Joke by 40 points, and all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers throws it to Jordy Nelson, and he's nipping at your heels. He was always one throw away from taking a victory out of your hands. Really made a nice run throughout the playoffs. I killed him a lot too in the draft report card, but I seen it coming. I love his willingness to make moves. He's a great GM. I really respect his GM. He never sits still during the season. He makes moves. And his love of Aaron Rodgers, could make or break him at any point in the year. I thought he had a real good season. I thought, just the fantasy gods, would they allow him one way or another, to win it? And, what just wasn't his year. But I respect the man. I respect the moves. And I respect the cock. Okay. Number 2, Certified G's. Oh, man, what a heartbreaker this year. I'll tell you, though. A little hot. Hold on. You hot? I'm hot. I mean, it was a little bit of sting. It was a little bit of a sting coming in second place. I don't know, but there was some sting in it. But I thought I made a run, 7 wins in a row. I ran into the defending champ. It's really hot. The defending champ, he won 8 in a row. I won 7. So it was a great battle in the championship, and I couldn't pull it out. 5 points out, maybe a QB away. Mariota went down. There could be plenty of excuses, but I thought I put together a championship team this year, and it was. I'm not that mad about it. I got a little bit of gold, got a little bit of green, and what else can I say? Number 1, the Ooze and Machismos, back-to-back, feat not easily accomplished in fantasy football, to dodge the gods and all that stuff, and to put together a back-to-back championships. Will he three-peat? I don't know. He's going to have a real target on his back. I mean, the showstoppers are such a heel that they take a little bit of heat, but I don't know. People really may be gunning for him next year after, a back-to-back championships. And, but more power to him. He's a great GM. He did a lot of work on the wire, did a lot of trades, and he did what he had to do to defend his belt. He really started himself on a hole, and he hoped that Tommy and Le'Veon would come through at the end of the year, and they did for him, and he had the balls to take them, and so I can respect that. And congratulations. But that's my year in review for the NWO. I had a great season, everybody. And I hope you guys have a good off season. I'm already working on my off season rankings and stuff like that. And I can't wait to see you next year, everybody, except for the showstoppers. I really hope I never see them again, or I get into just something horrible. Really don't want to see them ever again. But I'll see you guys. Next year. Thanks for playing. Thanks for the money. Little gold, little green. Have a good one.
You're soft, you're sloppy. They calling me Poppy. I'm rolling in bands, you riding around, and I beat up jalopy. How you doing? Bros wanna copy, but they are just not on the way. I'm up in the club, stacking them dubs and stuck in the lobby. I'm hot like sauce. You soft like balsa. You ain't heard of me? Well, you probably are. Ask about me. Nice to meet you. So good to see you. Bros wanna act hard, they need to take it easy. You soft.